And I have to tell you, my frustration with this nonsense, and this is pure nonsense. Let's just get this out of the way. BYU has done nothing wrong. BYU is not cheating. BYU is not operating outside of norms or regulations. This is what college sports is. And if you listen to the headlines, what you hear is BYU is cheating. They're approaching our players. They're under agreement. I will candidly tell you, I spoke to 4 former BYU athletes. 2 graduated, 1 did not graduate from anywhere, and another went to another school in the state of Utah. And you would not believe how many of them are divided. How many in those 4, they are completely divided about how BYU is going on and handling recruiting. Because I got news for you. BYU is, from what I understand and what I've been told, is approaching players on other rosters. Their collectives, their emissaries, their representatives are out recruiting. BYU itself, Tom Homo's not out calling anybody. Kalani's not approaching players on other rosters. But nobody's doing that. What's happening now, and what I believe, in my opinion, that BYU is doing, is they're using their collective and they're using the people that support BYU to recruit players on other rosters, which is happening in every other university in this country. And if it's not, you're behind the curve. Here's the problem that people have with BYU. They've got money, and they've got more money than you've got. And a lot of people don't like that. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I wish that we were recruiting the way that BYU is recruiting. I wish that Notre Dame gave a rat's ass about college basketball and would be making the effort that BYU is making in college basketball. Now, the other thing you need to get clear is, do I like this? I do not. I think if a kid commits to a school, he should be off limits. But they're not. And there's no rule that says they are. And there's no law that says they are. Remember, we're in this free market society now, in this system, the wild, wild west, and the kid has a right to make money, and it's capitalism. Well, if the kid's got a right to make money, he also has the right to turn his phone off. If a kid doesn't want to hear from other universities, he can block them on email. He can, there's ways to do this. It's technology. They're 20-year-old kids. They know more about technology than we do. I am going to say this until most Ute fans drop dead. BYU is doing nothing wrong. And Jake, frankly, like I said, if your university's not doing what BYU's doing, you're probably not winning the games that BYU is and is going to win.
Yeah, and that's why you're upset. And I think that, it's a good point. I think that, BYU has always been this institution that people hate on because they're having some level of success. And I think, people like to pick on BYU. BYU seemingly is always in the center of things through no fault of their own. And I just think that because BYU's had a lot of success lately in basketball, they obviously have been doing well in football. Through that process, you're going to get more attention. And so, people out here talking about how they're, this whole drama last week about how, anonymous sources are saying that BYU's going after kids on Utah's football roster. And let's surmise all that's true. Well, you know what? I agree. This is what we do now. This is how it goes now. Oh, well, hey, he's committed to this school. Well, we better back channel and figure it out. We got to get in contact with him if we want an opportunity. I just don't understand why this is such a unique, people are making this out like BYU somehow is the only one doing this, allegedly, that BYU has broken some, line in the sand that none of us would ever do. Right, that they did something that was just so outlandish that nobody else would ever consider doing. And it does come back to the point of, you don't like BYU because they live life a certain way. You don't like BYU because they happen to have a really strong donor base and people who are engaged in their athletic program. And because of that, they're winning more ball games. So you cannot like it. But to accuse them of cheating or that it's some scandal, this is child's play, dude.
Yes.
This is schoolyard recess crap, dude. At some point, you need to stop talking and start doing. At some point, maybe, and again, I will sit here and praise what Utah's done this offseason. till I'm red in the face. But the reality is Utah and many schools in the Big 12 have been behind the NIL curve for the entire existence of NIL. You've been behind the recruiting curve. You have not embraced it the way schools like BYU have. So now when BYU is ahead of you or maybe doing things that are more new age, what do we get? We get Twitter tough guy and we get anonymous sources and we get everybody coming out of the woodwork saying that BYU's doing shady stuff. So this is hardly surprising. This is hardly some scandal. This is like, I love it's all over YouTube. Oh, shocking cheating scandal. BYU is rocking the college football world, dude.
Right.
Like that's what
How
we do.
dare
bro.
they?
How, God forbid, they go out and do what everybody else is doing.
They start drinking
Like,
caffeine
on,
and
dude.
Provo, and all of a sudden they're cheating liars.
Like it's
Come
ridiculous to me, dude.
Come on.
And I love that this originates. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding was all this originated from allegations that BYU was poaching kids off of Utah's football
That's exactly.
roster.
And then everybody piled on.
Yeah.
Everybody piled on. And excuse me, man, this cough is killing me. I am as certain as I can be. I would love if Notre Dame operated the way BYU does. And if you're somebody that is a fan of one of the big, yes, David Floyd, the $40 million NIL club, Oregon, Texas, Ohio State, Tech, and Notre Dame. But Notre Dame doesn't spend. Name the starting quarterback at BYU.
Yeah, Jake Retzloff.
Jake Retzloff. Name the starting quarterback at Notre Dame.
Couldn't tell you. Oh, I know. Steve Angel.
No, Notre Dame is not spelled with an S-O-Y. And
my bad. Sorry.
He's going to Syracuse.
Sorry. My bad.
Because he's not good enough. My point is,
this is what we do, bro. We want to hate on the rich folk. We want to hate on the people who go out and get a damn job done. Like, ultimately, and I think the best point is the one you were just making. This is what y'all asked for. This is what everybody said they wanted. Oh, well, the kid's got to make money. The kid has to have the right to do what they want to do. Okay, well,
free market system.
Capitalism abroad.
Capitalism.
This is what our country was built on. Okay, cool, Mr. USA. That's great, bro. But now you don't get to cry a river and say that BYU is somehow breaking all these rules when they're just going out and beating your ass at your own game. Because that's what this is. This is, hey, we got a checkbook over here. Weaponize that checkbook to go get talent so we can win ball games. This is not rocket science, bro. Like, I love all these people who are outraged that Arkansas would try to hold Matt Imialava accountable to leaving, even though it allegedly is in the contract that the exit fee was $200,000.
And they got bought today. Muliatalo committed to BYU, and of course that even upped the vitriol. Right, for 2026. Like, BYU has money and influence, and they're leveraging that to bring talent in the football and basketball. And I don't have any problem with it. I don't. I have no problem with Dana Marie being a member for 2 months.
Nice.
Dana, thank you very much.
What, no meat stick comments today, Dana?
Why? Like, why light the wick?
Why
light the wick like that?
No fire starting comment today, Dana.
Hey,
Come
man.
on.
Hey, Monty, how you feeling? Meat stick okay?
Come on.
Stop. Lee Jensen's been a member for 27 months.
Nice, dude. Nice.
BYU finding a new way to shake up the football league doesn't surprise me, nor should it. Nor should it, Lee Jensen. That's exactly right. I think BYU, this is what, in my opinion, this is what happens when you thumb your nose at BYU in the Pac-12. This is what happens when you put up Pac-12 country billboards. This is what happens when you tell BYU you're not good enough. You're the freaky people who don't play on Sundays.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
Well, now the freaky people who don't play on Sundays are outspending you exponentially. And if we're just comparing BYU to Utah, because I would agree with you, That's where this lives, and it just kind of has spread like the measles in Texas, right? Okay, probably too much. But my point is, listen. My point is, you can only step on little brother so often, and then when little brother drinks his raw milk and grows up to be
that wasn't FDA approved and everything
or tested,
yeah.
Stop it.
Oh.
When little brother grows up and he starts punching you in the face,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do now. BYU, and I think wait until this next basketball season. BYU is going to be, I would guess, more than one person will pick them to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
With the Bansa and all, if AJ DeBansa was the only guy, I'd be like, okay, dude, they're going to have 7 dudes.
We built this program on NIL.
And I'm warning you. It's gonna be keeping it real. Big Daddy Magic, who hates BYU.
Here we go.
Dude, what is this thumbnail picture of you? He sent Jake a video. Big Daddy Magic essentially sent Jake a video of himself getting a lap dance, which this is a thumbnail of. And I think it was sharing a Twizzler with this woman.
Yeah. It was it's not one that I necessarily needed to see, but more power to you, buddy.
Well, your hands were under the table, which was a little surprising. BYU cheated. They need to buy me a long red sleeve Buffalo Bills 3X hoodie, and I'll let it slide. I might just buy you the Bills red hoodie so you'll stop asking everybody and their mother to buy you one. Good to see you, Big Daddy Magic. Oh boy, Brandon Butler. Pope Francis took all that Notre Dame IPF and NIL money.
I don't even need the punchline. That's great material right there, bro. That's great material, dude.
Listen.
Want money?
We don't need to win football games. Did you guys see that there's now evidence that gladiators fought lions in the Coliseum? They found first real evidence. Okay. Conundrum says countdown to the draft 2 hours and 38 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I got love. Steely, what's up? Monty and Jake, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
What's up, dude?
Good to see you. Trojan fight. Fight off. I'm not so sure Notre Dame much on anyone for football outside of maybe getting Riley Leonard. Dude, they don't spend on anybody.
Yeah.
There's no bigger in stature and spirit fan of Notre Dame than myself, right? We don't spend money on anybody. We don't spend money on anybody. Is what it is, right? Is it really cheating when there are no rules or contracts? No, it's not a war crime for the first time.
That's what
Exactly
I'm saying,
right,
dude.
War crime is probably strong.
You're treating people are treating this like BYU is pulling over a sign stealing operation or doing something that's just so terrible for college athletics, bro. This is the system. This is I have to say I'm latched on to everybody wanted it to be a free market. Now that BYU's operating in that free market, you're pissed about it. What? That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Maybe you should pony up the cash and not be mad at BYU.
Damon Bolden, unfortunately, I'm listening to all the talking heads today, and it looks like he won't get picked at all on day one. You guys really think Shadour's not going to get picked on day one? Teams let the dislike for his father cloud their judgment to win games.
So I don't disagree. Who is this? Damon?
This is Damon Bolden.
Yeah, Damon, I don't disagree with you, bro, that there are, everyone's concerned that he's not going to get drafted today. I think he's going to get drafted today, and I think he's going to get drafted in the first 5 picks. And I think that he is going to go on a massive, hey, I told you so campaign.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay. And you want to mix in your draft takes, please do. Let's keep NFL draft top. Oh, well, look at that. Ferris Khan is back.
Whoa, you didn't get banned in the first 3 minutes of the show today?
If you weren't watching the show yesterday, there was high drama because Ferris Khan, YouTube notified me yesterday that Ferris Khan is on his final, what they call strike.
He is on the last strike.
If Ferris gets filtered again, he will be banned from YouTube.
Pack this thing up. We're out of here.
For whatever that means. I don't know. And a lot of people ask me this. I don't know what you guys say to get yourself filtered. And apparently, Ferris was put in 24-hour timeout yesterday. You said something. You did something.
Bro, did you bring up the cheeseburgers again, dude?
I don't know. Brandon Butler. That was supposed to be for Oak State stupid autocorrect backpedaling for his IPF white. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oak
okay.
State James catching a stray.
Okay.
God damn. Oak State James was just walking into Buc-ee's and got hit with a ricochet. What in the world? Joey B. Hello, Joey B. BYU got money. Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do. The awkward guy. BYU is cheating because they have God on their side.
Oh,
Now it's a God thing.
Okay.
Joey B. Tithe at LDS around the world. Take 1% of that and give it to football at BYU. Hundreds of billions at their disposal.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
But we'll never know because they don't open their books.
And they don't have to.
You know. Johnny Gonzalez, Monty, all these top players are more focused on becoming Mormon than playing football? Not at all. Can't be BYU's fault that they happen to benefit from their top-tier players' choice of religious beliefs. But here's the dirty truth. And if you don't know, this is a real conversation in BYU country. There's a lot of, and you guys should if your hand's not at 10-2.
I'm ready. I'm here. My seatbelt's on. I'm at 10-2.
There's a lot of people at BYU who are not Mormon.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Did you just say that you can go to BYU, but you don't have to be Mormon to go there?
Whoa.
Dude. Wow.
Don't know how to break it to you. There's a lot of people at BYU who are not LDS.
No.
Is what it is. Conundrum. Is it true BYU players are required to No, it is not true. Show me BYU's books. Why should they?
Yeah, why should they?